Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today we have a comparison of two fragrances. We have Maison Kurkdjian, Oudsatinmood, and we have Ricci L'Excess Rose Absolue. So we're going to just jump right into the video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lalonnie. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's jump right into the video. So we have Maison Kurkdjian. This is Oudsatinmood. Okay, this retails for about, I'd say, $300 depending on where you purchase it from. It can be a little pricey, but this is a very unique fragrance. Okay, this is a 2.4 fluid ounce. This is just a oud vanilla rose deep sensual type of fragrance. One of my favorite from his house. This came out in 2015. So Maison Kurkdjian launched this fragrance, and it's, like I say, it's very unique. If you are into vanilla, if you're into rose and oud, you're going to absolutely love this. It has a very rich, long-lasting, very good projection type of fragrance. This right here, like I say, is different. It kind of gives me peppermint vibes. I don't know why. When I smell this, I guess because of the combination of everything, it smells like peppermint. So I'm going to go ahead and put the notes up on the screen. I'm going to also read them to you guys. The notes are just Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, vanilla, oud, violet, and benzoin. I feel like the benzoin kind of like gives it that vanilla kick because, like I say, it's a very deep oudy rose and vanilla type of fragrance. Now, its counterpart, we have Nina Ricci L'Excess Rose Absolue. This retails for about $60, okay? This is designed by the same perfumer, all right? So what do you know? I feel like he duped his own fragrance on purpose. This is pretty much a resemblance of the Oudsatinmood. The only difference that I feel in this, as per se, which is the obvious, is not the lasting power is not going to be as long lasting as Oudsatinmood, okay? But as far as the smell, what is the smell? Let's read the notes. This was launched in 2017. Like I say, the nose behind it is the same nose, Maison Kurkdjian, who created Oudsatinmood. This one was launched in 2017, and it is considered a amber floral. Now, the other one is more so like an amber woody because of the oud. Oud is considered a wood fragrance, but this is more so an amber floral because this has a bigger kick of rose in it, and it's a little bit more lighter and airy, whereas Oudsatinmood gives you more of a warm, rich, deep, sensual type of feel. Not this one. It does, but I feel like when you smell it, it's not a complete dupe. It's just like a resemblance. You're gonna smell it and go, oh, that reminds me of something. You have pink pepper, black pepper in the opening, so it gives you a spice kick in the opening. Once the opening fades, you have Type Rose and Atlas Cedar. So that's where you're gonna get your kind of woody, and I feel like the cedar gives it that oudy feel just a little bit, but that's where you're gonna get your more woody and floral kind of kick in it, and that's why I say this one for it to be the middle note, because in the Oudsatinmood, the top notes are rose. So you're getting a lot of rose in the beginning. You're getting a lot of rose, but then when it dries down to a very oudy vanilla, slight floral, which is that rose fragrance. Whereas in this one, you're going to get a spice kick, and then it's going to go straight into rose. And after it dries down, you get vanilla, benzoin, patchouli, and musk. So this is a lot more lighter, a little bit more slightly fresher, so it's not as deep. The projection is pretty good. I get about 6 hours with this one, and like I say, it's less than half of the price of Oudsatinmood. So now you're kind of like, okay, well, which one should I get? Well, if you're going to go based off of smell, let's just go based off of smell. Here you have more of a vanilla oud rose smell in this one, so it's very deep. It is very comforting, warm, and cozy, and the opposite of Nina Ricci. Whereas Nina Ricci gives you that same vanilla, oudy, slight more rose. Okay, this one gives you a more. Whereas Nina Ricci gives you a more vanilla, oudy, rosy, fresher. When I say fresher, I just mean it's not as deep and sensual as Oudsatinmood. Oudsatinmood is warm and cozy. It's inviting. It makes you feel like you're in the winter. Okay, this one is a little bit more fresher. So when you get that spice kick in the beginning, it kind of leads you to the rose, and the rose is very airy and the dry down gets to the vanilla and the woody, like the oud woody type of feel. So if you're just into fragrances and say you've smelled this before and you're like, this is too much for me. I want something with a little bit more of a rose. I want it to be a little more floral because the, oud and vanilla is too grounded in this and you just need something fresher. Definitely go with Rose Absolue by Nina Ricci. You won't be disappointed. It retails for around $60, and you're still getting this is 2.7 and this is 2.4 ounces. So you're still getting the same amount of ounces, and you're not going to be disappointed if you love rose, especially in this one because the rose is a lot more amped up. Now, if you're going off of lasting power, because say to you these both smell the same, I would definitely chip in a coin and go with Oudsatinmood because the lasting power on this is just super longevity. The performance, people can smell you across the room. The performance is going to outdo Nina Ricci, and it's just going to last on you and it's going to project. Whereas you're still going to get a nice projection, you're still going to get a good projection, you're still going to get some good performance out of this. Like for me, this lasted about 6 hours, which is not bad because if you have to touch up, I mean, you're getting a little bit more product in here, and the price range for it, I wouldn't mind touching up with this. I like to overspray, so usually when I overspray my perfumes that I feel don't have that much of a lasting power, it gives it a couple hours more or so. But I wouldn't mind carrying it or, just keeping it with me in order to touch up throughout the day. Also, let's look at the bottles. Like, these are both beautiful bottles to display. This is a very beautiful bottle, very, very elegant, sophisticated, and same with the Oudsatinmood. It is just sexy and nice. They're both nice. So, which one do you choose? Is both of them necessary? To me, yes. Because one thing about dupes, I like dupes, but then I'm always searching for something to get closer and closer and closer to the point where it's like, just buy the original. Don't buy the dupe. If you are someone who don't really care and you kind of like the smell, but you don't want to spend the money, then just go with this. But if you can appreciate the art of it and you're like, that smells so good, I want lasting power, I want projection, you definitely want to go with Maison Francis Kurkdjian Oudsatinmood. If you are an oud lover and a vanilla slight rose, you're going to appreciate this fragrance because it's super unique. I mean, he duped his own fragrance, okay? So he know what people want. It's like, do I want to spend all this money or do I want to kind of get the same thing with just a little bit more rose in there and a little lighter in smell? Also, the good thing about having both of them is if you want the smell and you don't want to constantly spend the coin on this and you want to just save this for more, date nights or more special type of occasions, you could do so by having both because you can definitely wear this as an alternative and still get the remnants of what you love, which is Oudsatinmood. Also, during the daytime, this is more kind of like daytime appropriate. And then you could transition to Oudsatinmood and have this for a night out or dinner or so forth because they definitely work well together. Like I said, I own both of them. And when I bought this, I had no intentions on buying it because it was a duped version of Oudsatinmood. I literally was trying fragrances and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of something. And then I thought like, wow, this is Oudsatinmood. So I just said for the price, I'm going to get it because I don't have to constantly keep spraying my Oudsatinmood and then running out and spending all that coin when I have something that's just a little bit more lighter. The lasting power may not be as long, but it has a little bit more rose in there, so it makes it daytime appropriate. And you can easily keep this, if you just have this, you can easily just wear this throughout and touch up and spray it to the nighttime. But if this is not doing it all for you and you're like, man, I need something a little bit more warm and cozy and comforting, Oudsatinmood will not fail you. So yes, if you guys own either one of these, let me know what you guys think. Do you feel that it's necessary to spend the coin on Oudsatinmood, or do you prefer just the Nina Ricci because you get the same thing and it has a little bit more rose in there for those of you guys who want a slightly more floral take on the fragrance? Because like I said, Oudsatinmood is very deep, it's very vanilla oudy, and it has a depth to it. And some people probably don't want all that. You probably don't want that longevity or that long lasting of a fragrance that smells like, you know, the way this smells, because it's super unique, but it might not be your flavor. So let me know if you also have found a dupe, you know, if there is other fragrances out there, because these are the only two that I know kind of, well, this is the only one that I know smell kind of similar to Oudsatinmood. But if you know of any, leave them in the comment box and let me know if you will be purchasing any of these fragrances. I will leave the link below if you're interested. And until next time, you guys.
Don't be blowing me up, nigga, I ain't getting up. Ain't no use to you, breaking my line, stop wasting my